Hello, everyone. It's Kane from Creation and Elevation again. Today, I want to tell you to not fold under the pressures of life. One of the most important things in progressing and elevating is not folding. Even when things get tough, even when things get tight, it's not folding. The way you could surpass this, because I see it a lot. Some people, their circumstances, they don't see a way out, so they give up. One thing I'll tell you is no matter how your circumstances look or how everything is playing out, understand that everything in life is temporary. The same way you could be rich one day and be poor the next, or be poor and be rich, is the same way you can be in a bad situation and it flips around and turns good. The thing is, you have to be constantly proactive in these environments. The moment you lose faith and you lose that sight and that vision, boom, you're going to be stuck there. A lot of people are stuck in their life because they lost their faith. One thing you must do, and one of the biggest things for me, is I don't lean on my own understanding. I understand that things in life are going to happen that make no sense. Problems, occurrences, everything will go well, and one thing just happens that doesn't make sense. And I feel as people, we've gone through that, we've experienced that. But I've noticed those who usually tend to be stuck in life are those without faith. Even if you don't have a belief in a higher power, one thing you will need to be successful is faith or delusion. For faith is a form of delusion. Because for me to say, oh yeah, everything is going to be good, even if I'm in a bad situation, for me to say, no, I'm good, I'm straight. Everything is gonna pass over. I'm gonna come back even better. My situation is gonna be even better. That you're being delusional, because that's not a thing. Right now, the current reality, that's why if you're a real lifer, you're somebody who believes in the current reality, sometimes you might end up stuck. Same thing with people who are successful. They're delusional. If you ask anybody in my life, they'll tell you that I'm a delusional person. I'll tell you about stuff that doesn't even exist. I'll talk about stuff that doesn't even exist. I'll give you an idea that's not physically there in my reality. I'll say, oh yeah, I'm going to be here in a year. That's me being delusional. But then I take the steps to physically manifest that in my life. One thing is, if you have faith, faith without works is dead. It's one thing to believe that something can happen. It's one thing to believe that your situation can change. But if you're not doing anything and you're not proactive in that situation, you'll never get out. I remember I went dead broke. I went dead broke. I was making good money. Everything was flowing. Life was just treating me good. And then one day, boom, the flow just stopped immediately. Yeah, I was down for a minute. I was able to maintain myself. I was able to get through that fire, get through that test. But the biggest thing was I was proactive during that test. I had the faith and belief that I could make it out my situation and get back to where I used to be, plus more. But I was proactive. So in that, when I was in the fire, I was looking and I was learning. That's the most important thing. When you're in these situations, the only reason it's bad is because there's something you have to see. What did I do that caused this to happen? What could I have done to prevent something like this happening if it was to happen again? That's what I sat down and I did. And then what I did was, in that fire, I worked on myself. That's what you got to do. When you're in that fire, when you're in that bad place, you got to work on yourself. Because the moment you get out that fire, because you're never going to stay in there unless you allow yourself to stay in there. So once you get out that fire, you're a new person. You're a new person. Everything is different because you took the opportunity, you took that time where you were sitting down to learn something. One thing is, if you're going through the fire and you make it out the fire and you didn't learn anything, you're gonna go through the same thing again. Whether that thing just happened off of just pure sheer just occurrence, or whether it was a series of actions that led you to here. Majority of the time, we don't sit down and we're not self-aware. A lot of the times we put ourselves in certain situations due to our actions. The thing is, every action has a reaction. If I see this in my reality, what action can I change to change the reaction of my reality? If I went dead broke, what can I do to make more money? And what can I do to make sure I maintain that money? So if I ever go down again, I'll still have something to come back to and I won't fall down completely. This is in every aspect of life, even in the educational system. If you fail one test, the thing is you have to sit down, take that failure and see what you weren't doing, see what you weren't implementing, see what you can implement. Life is all trial and error. But that's the problem. I've told you guys this in past videos. If you're scared to fail, you're never going to be successful, because that is a part of the process. The process is failing, learning. That's what it is. It's a learning curve. Before you can master something, before you can truly become something, there is a learning curve. There is a season, a period of time where you have to sit down, you have to be in the lab and be able to learn. You have to sit down, you have to go over your budget, you have to spend a lot of money, you gotta be scarce with your money in order for you to learn that balance. You have to experience bad friendships, bad relationships in order to know yourself, understand why you were attracted to that thing, fix that part of yourself, and go look for what, no, not even, attract what is for you. You have to change in order to get those good things. And that's me as an individual. I always get what I want. And this is how I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the sauce on how to always get what you want. If you want to get something, if you have a desire for something, be that thing. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot harder than it sounds, but things of value are never going to come to you easily. We already understand that. If it's valuable, trust me, it's not going to be that easy to attain or get. But yeah, if you want something, you have to be that thing. And then what does that thing do? If you want to be an artist, you have to do what an artist does. You have to move like an artist. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to do what millionaires do, and you have to move like a millionaire. You have to be that thing in order to attract that thing. That's what a lot of people don't understand. And if you don't have the willpower, or if you don't feel like you doing it, if you want to waste your youth, if you want to waste your time, that's on you. Always remember there's somebody out here who's hungrier than you. There's always somebody outworking you. That's what separates the people. What separates the people is the amount of effort and work they put in. You could say mentality, but the thing is, I didn't have this mentality before. I developed it. I had the faith and belief that I could become this person, and I became that person. I started walking in that faith, walking in that belief. Don't allow a lesson to be a permanent situation. Don't allow life to fold you up. I walk around this world and I see everybody. I look at them. I think, hey, I met you 10 years ago. Where are you now? And a majority of people are worse off. It would have been better for them to stay to who they was 10 years ago than in this present moment. Will you allow yourself to be that individual? Do you want to be that person that people look at and they say, damn, what happened? And that's the reality. That's the reality of this. Because if I eat and I see you starving, and I worked to make sure that I was, if I worked and built myself up in order to get everything I have, when you have nothing, I'm going to look at you. I might not feel sympathy. You want to know why? Because one thing you'll learn to understand when you become an adult is, if you really had the desire, if you really did want it, you would have it. You would do everything in your power. That's why they say, if there's a will, there's a way. If you are willing to do it, there's already a way and path created for you. No matter what your circumstances look like, you look for a path. Even if everything doesn't make sense, because I'll tell you, I've been in situations, I've been through obstacles, fires, trials, and tribulations that I never thought I was going to get out of. I never thought I was going to get out of. But I had the faith and I just kept working. Even though my reality told me no, even though the statistics tell me I'm bound to fail, even though the statistics tell me that I'm likely to have this and have that, I still have the faith that that doesn't apply to me. And I have that belief that that doesn't apply to me. I'm self-directing. You have to be the self-directed man or woman. You determine where you want to go. No horoscope, what your teacher told you, what your daddy told you, what the world tells you, that doesn't define who you are or who you can be. You do. The actions and the things you do every day create who you are. If you constantly do something, it becomes a habit, and your habit becomes your character. Don't allow life to fold you up. Allow yourself to win. Give yourself that opportunity. Give yourself the opportunity to experience life. And give the people around you the opportunity to experience that abundant individual you are, or you've created, or you envision. If you're able to see it, it's already created. You just have to physically work in order to see it in your physical manifestation. Everything is spiritual before it's physical. A vision is spiritual. It's a spiritual thing. The thing is, it takes a minute for the physical reality to catch up. Same way Martin Luther King had a dream, all he had to do was work. Don't allow yourself to fold. Stay 10 toes on yourself. Stay down for yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Cultivate your mind. Elevate. Create. It's Kane.